Into the darkness you shine. Out of the ashes we rise. There's no one like you. None like you. Our God is greater. Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer. Awesome in power. Our God. Our God. Our God is greater. Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer. Awesome in power. Our God. Our God. And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? Stand against.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Our God is
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer. Awesome in power. Our God. Our God. Our God is greater. Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than water you turned into wine. Open the eyes of the blind. There's no one like you. None like you. Into the darkness you shine. Out of the ashes we rise. There's no one like you. None like you. Our God is greater. Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer. Awesome in power. Our God. Our God. Into the darkness you shine. Out of the ashes we rise. There's no one like you. None like you. Our God is greater. Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
What can stand?
What's on your front burner this morning?
God is for us.
Well, I seen all over the world, Trinidad and Tobago making real news, boy.
For God is with us. And what can
Real news. I say, what the hell is this? And not for a positive thing, you know. Wow. Al Jazeera are all in this country here too. All over CNN, Fox, everybody. I see down to the defense minister getting interview, all kind of thing.
God is greater.
Plain Sturge.
Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than every other.
Look like it's true that China really sent they say it's just to protect their assets.
Our God.
This thing really and truly starting to look a kind of way right close to we, right by the doorsteps.
God is stronger. God
You
is
see war helicopters, all kind of thing down Shagaramas.
father.
You see warships on the port.
Awesome in power.
It's like things that we, the people, the average citizen of Trinidad and Tobago, not accustomed to, we don't see. And it's like, but where the hell is this? But no, there is a serious kind. I don't think Trinidad and Tobago is so bad lucky.
And what can stand against?
Storm dismiss we. Earthquake don't shake we too much.
Stop us.
They say something had to hit Trinidad and Tobago because Trinidad and Tobagonian citizens ungrateful, they're not God-fearing, they're deceitful, they're wicked, they're two-tongued. And Almighty God had to shake the place a little bit. But then I started to ask myself, it's better we get a earthquake, bam, bam, boom, boom, and where we're going is a one-time thing. Are they hurricane or something, bam, bam, you know the thing? Supposing what was always on we doorstep that was waiting for we to organize and turn our lives truly back to Almighty God. There's a war breaking out in truth in a very, very serious way. Where supplies, where the chain of supplies, because we is an important country. We don't feed ourselves. We're not energy secure anymore neither. Our refinery not up and running. Back yet. I just supposing now, this is the turnaround for this country and people paying for all their dirty ways. But we are the suffering it. Whether we all will say better the PNM and the PNM people pay for it. What some do, all will have to pay for. Not like somebody in a house, one child or grandchild in a house end up going on the wrong side, liming with criminal elements, selling drugs or doing something. The rest of the household innocent. But then at night come, morning early, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, door breaking, and his bandit or the criminal element come and kill out everybody because of that person. That person lost the people drugs and whatever. So that mean like Peter pay for Paul pay for all. That it is really others sometimes have to suffer for the sins of others. And if it's that bandit, police come in, find guns now, find drugs, and the whole household had to go down. This thing is actually starting to look real, real scary. But I stand in full support of our Prime Minister, our government of Trinidad and Tobago. At the end of the day, her decision is only the best interest of Trinidad and Tobago. She moves out, she pick a side. She have no choice, she pick a side. And whether she did not or that anything, even if she did not, what going on would have still gone. But at least, based on what going on will be beneficial to us. Maduru stay, Maduru gone. When Maduru gone, new person coming however it go. It's only a plus to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. But But it really and truly looking real kind of scary now, boy. Whoa. Whoa.
And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? Stand against.
Bang, bang, bang.
Our God is there.
Who birthday yesterday? I seen somebody saying happy birthday to somebody. Who birthday yesterday?
You are higher than any other. Our God is healer, awesome in power. Our God, our God. Our God is greater, our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer, awesome in power. Our God, our God. And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? Stand against.
Hey! Boom, bam! That's what we talking about.
Bang, bang, bang. Bang, 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 bang.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Nice, nice.
Morning, Andy. Good morning, Andy. I didn't do that test out. Hey, Vienna. Morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Hey, what's going on? All right, see what's going on there. They already come for the oil and thing there. They already know oil and thing. We have a lot of oil and thing on it. They already know about that thing. They want to take out Maduro from power and install the woman who was there. That's all they did. They don't want it there. Right? So that's why they refuse negotiation with him. So it's not about the oil and stuff, right? No, not about that. They need to move it from him. You know, because it causes a lot of problems. If they don't, Trinidad will be a lot of problems. Trinidad gonna be a lot of problems. So they cannot let that escape. They gotta move it from him. And that is what they have.
Roll Passat say good morning, Yankee Kenrick. Oh Lord. This thing really getting bad over here. Alright, let me listen. Listen about this thing getting now, boy.
Maduro cuts gas lines. Trinidad and Tobago $4 Tuesday, October 28, 2025. Guardian of the People. GY deals with TNT, but PM warns her government will not be blackmailed. Suspends energy. Venezuela Vice President cuts gas lines. Delcy Rodriguez had made the recommendation to Maduro, citing tensions arising from Passad Biss's welcome of the U.S. military. Rodriguez said the board of Venezuela yesterday criticized the TNT government for its support of the United States military presence in the Caribbean, warning this country not to allow itself to be used in any threat to the region's peace. As tensions continue to rise between TNT and Venezuela as a result of the U.S. Navy's presence in TNT, Venezuela's Minister of Foreign Affairs Ivan Gil, Justice Minister Diosdado Cabello and Defense Minister Vladimir Padrino Lopez all warned TNT not to be pulled into the conflict by the U.S. Following the Venezuelan government's claim on Sunday condemning TNT for allegedly aligning with the Central Intelligence Agency, CIA, to destabilize Venezuela, Foreign Affairs Minister Gil yesterday urged TNT not to be dragged into what he called a dirty war. Venezuela has clearly informed the government of Trinidad and Tobago about the CIA-led false flag operation, attacking an American military ship parked on that island and then blaming Venezuela, to justify an aggression against our country. It's the same imperial script of the ship Maine and the Gulf of Tonkin, fabricate a conflict to impose interests outside our region, Gill said in a statement on Instagram in relation to the arrival of the USS Gravely in Port of Spain on Sunday. In a tone more moderate than Sunday's statement, Gill said Venezuela is hopeful TNT will do the right thing. In our territory, a criminal cell funded by the CIA linked to this covert operation is being dismantled. We hope that Trinidad and Tobago will do the right thing and not allow their territory to be used for maneuvers that threaten Caribbean peace. He added, "We respect the people of Trinidad and Tobago and trust their conscience to prevent their country from being dragged into a dirty war operation." However, he said Venezuela will not be provoked. Venezuela will not fall into provocations, but no one is confused. We will defend our sovereignty without hesitation. Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar must take responsibility for the Caribbean and for history, either side with peace or sink into the CIA agenda. In a video on Facebook, Padrino Lopez said, "Don't make a mistake about Venezuela. We have learned of a major exercise that will be held here in Trinidad and Tobago, just a few miles from our national territory." He claimed TNT is offering itself to the US as a military base. It is abjectly lending its territory, against the will of the people of Trinidad, as a foreign military base, threatening the peace of the region, the peace of the Caribbean, the peace of the entire Latin American region.
Against the will of the people? What make you feel that Kamala doing that against the will of the people? Who in its mass numbers in Trinidad and Tobago come out and protest and say, "Hey, Kamala this, that." To me, majority of the people is supporting our Prime Minister. This thing really getting mad, boy. Kerr come and all going mad too. What the hell?
Stated. Meanwhile, Cabello accused the US and TNT governments of carrying out military exercises very close to Venezuelan territory, an act he described as one of provocation. Trinidad and Tobago has a lot of territory and they decided to do the exercises against Venezuela. It's a clear provocation, Cabello asserted during a press conference of Venezuela's ruling Socialist Party, PSUV. Noting that TNT Prime Minis Kamla Persad-Bissessar had called for the murder of her fellow citizens while they were out fishing and applauded the killing of people on the high seas. Cabello added, "Our people are mobilized, at peace and are sending a..."
Kamala called for the killing of our own citizens? Well, they dread now, you know. But look at that. This whole bacchanal really actually was between Venezuela and Guyana, you know. And the Esquibo, you know. You ain't hearing Ghana name calling at all. We passed through 10 years. Where every minute, Kamala, and now it's Kamala still, right? So what happened to the people who call, who bring this on your doorstep, who never stay neutral? Rowdy and Stuart Young and them. This thing ain't bad, eh? I find Ghana was supposed to come out and say that they open and say they support Trinidad and Tobago stands and they stand with Trinidad and Tobago and the American too.
Peoples. He recalled that the Venezuelan government, through a statement published on Sunday, reported the capture of a group of mercenaries with direct information from the United States Intelligence Agency, CIA. They wanted to carry out a false flag operation against one of the vessels involved in the alleged exercises to blame Venezuela and generate a confrontation, he said. He emphasized that the Americans are looking for any excuse because no one believed their stories about narco-trafficking emanating from Venezuela. No one in the world believes that story, unless they are held accountable to the United States government, he said. Referencing his country's serious approach to dealing with the drug trade, Cabello announced that more than 100 kilos of drugs were seized in the Venezuelan state of Guarico yesterday. "Wherever they go, we're going to catch them, and we're catching them every day. Our police force is on top of that work. They forget that 87% of the drugs consumed in the United States come out through the Pacific," Cabello reiterated.
And if all you feel that done day, German Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago accuses CARICOM of siding with Venezuela. Wow.
AMLA accuses CARICOM of siding with Venezuela. Crime Watch program last evening, Prasad Bisesar commented on the lack of regional support for TNT's endorsement of United States naval assets in the Caribbean. She said, CARICOM is proving to be an unreliable partner in some regards because they chose Venezuela over Trinidad. They chose Venezuela over Trinidad, and that is something we need to remember. The Prime Minister added, it is very clear that some of our CARICOM partners have taken a different view by talking about the zone of peace. But there is no zone of peace in Trinidad and Tobago. Maybe there is a zone of peace in some of those other CARICOM neighbors because they are further north. We are the closest here to the mainland and, of course, we are being hit, really seriously hit, with drug trafficking, gangs, cartels, human trafficking, and gun running. That is not happening in their countries because they are not having 600 murders in a year. The TNT government recently reserved its position on a CARICOM statement reaffirming the Caribbean as a zone of peace, a move that set it apart from other member states, all of whom supported the reaffirmation. In response to growing regional tensions and the TNT government's position on foreign military presence, a group of former CARICOM heads of government issued a strong and rare joint declaration titled Our Caribbean Space, a zone of peace on land, sea and airspace where the rule of law prevails. The statement was signed by at least 10 former Prime Ministers from across the Caribbean community, including former TNT Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley. Meanwhile, Prasad Bisesar also yesterday maintained that the presence of the USS Gravely, a US warship, does not mean TNT is being used as a military base amid rising tensions between the Donald Trump-led administration and Nicolas Maduro's Venezuelan government. We are not being used as a base. We have had ships come here before, ships came now, and ships will come after, because we have a history of cooperation with the United States. You must remember, the United States is one of the largest nations, one of our largest trading partners, and we have long-standing cooperation between the two countries. So, I say categorically, we have no plans for Trinidad and Tobago to be used as a base for any military interventions anywhere else, she said. The PM added, there has been no such request from the US and instead requests for training and help in humanitarian projects, like these militiamen who are here, could help us with projects at schools, or even some of our dilapidated military bases in the country. So that is what this visit is about, that military cooperation for training and for humanitarian benefits as well to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Prasad Bisesar again reaffirmed her camaraderie with the Venezuelan people. We maintain that we have good relations and all good things for the people of Venezuela. We stand in solidarity with the people of Venezuela. Kamala accuses CARICOM of siding with Venezuela. Prime Minister Kamala Prasad Bisesar photo by Roger Jacob.
Bang, bang, bang. Bang, 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 bang.
And if we feel or think it's not getting worse, besides all the tip for that, besides CARICOM turn their back on us, CARICOM turn their back on us. 10 Prime Ministers, former Prime Ministers, including Dr. Keith Rowley. And we think it can't get worse. Let's listen now again.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Adero cuts gas line 6 News Tuesday, October 28, 2025. Guardian, Co, TT. Andrea Perez sobers senior reporter Andrea. Why deals with TNT but PM warns her government won't blackmailed. Maduro cuts gas lines. 6 News Tuesday, October 28, 2025. Taken by Prime Minister Kamla Persaud. President Nicolás Maduro last night confirmed the suspension of gas agreements with Trinidad and Tobago, saying this was due to the recent hostile actions taken by Prime Minister Kamla Persaud Bissas's government. Earlier yesterday, Venezuela Vice President Delcy Rodriguez had made the recommendation to Maduro, citing tensions arising from Persaud Bissas's welcome of the U.S. military. Rodriguez said the board of Venezuela's Petróleos de Venezuela, SA, had proposed to Maduro the immediate denunciation of the Energy Cooperation Framework Agreement between TNT and Venezuela. Last evening, during the 95th broadcast of his program Con Maduro, Maduro said, on the aircraft carrier of the supremacists of the U.S. empire against Venezuela and South America, I have approved the precautionary measure of the immediate suspension of all the effects and the agreements. That is why I have decided to take this decision. What the supremacists want is Venezuela's riches. He added, I approved the precautionary measure of suspending the agreement and requested that the case be referred to the Council of State, the Supreme Court of Justice, and the National Assembly to take structural measures in this matter. The arrival of the U.S. naval ship the USS Gravely in TNT on Sunday generated continued stern responses from Venezuela yesterday, with several Venezuelan ministers alleging that TNT is aligning itself with the United States to attack Venezuela. During the program, Maduro said all evidence regarding the CIA's alleged military exercises off the Venezuelan coast had previously been handed over to TNT. The last time we gave them all the evidence of those who wanted to bomb the headquarters of what was the United States Embassy in Caracas, they simply went out to protect us, we know for sure in Miami, we gave them names and surnames. In this regard, Maduro reported that between Saturday and Sunday, a new group of mercenaries paid by the CIA was captured and their objective was to carry out an auto-attack on the military vessels that the US has positioned off the Venezuelan coast. In explaining the move earlier yesterday, Rodriguez said the energy deal, signed in 2015, was valid for 10 years and was renewed in February for 5 more. Rodriguez cited Article 13, Number 3 of the agreement, which allows either party to denounce the agreement. We are responsibly proposing to the head of state to denounce it immediately. And, as a consequence, to suspend all gas agreements that Venezuela maintains with Trinidad and Tobago, Rodriguez added. Rodriguez pointed out that TNT is a neighboring brotherly country with solid historical ties between our republics, with solid ties of friendship between our peoples. However, she added, but the new prime minister of this country has decided to join the US agenda to attack a Caribbean brotherly people, to attack Venezuela, to attack Colombia, to attack South America, in a really surprising way.
That's serious words. That the Venezuelan government using it, no? That we the SpongeBob. We the people of Trinidad and Tobago in our country is the rocket launcher, the Alpha Omega to attack Venezuela, Colombia. Oh God! And other South American countries. Why every time Trinidad and Tobago we just barely get to make it big in the world out there? Whether it's at Bolton do a thing, Brand Lauer, British Records, the Dwight York in Manchester. You know we had the people and them there, the Christian Walcott, the Jenny, the this, the that. The Miss World, Wendy Fitzwilliams, the next one before, when Miss Universe and then a Miss World. We name big out there now. Real huge. All over the world. Trinidad. And look out for what now? That we see trampoline. We see SpongeBob. For the most powerful country in the world. That we set in the stage. That we accommodated. That we technically will be committing genocide. If America is still go to war, and they're so bold, they're selling propaganda such as that we is the fountain not only for the war in Venezuela, but for Colombia and all the rest of South American countries. Why we name it to be when most of those things are just propaganda? Well, yeah, this thing really now not looking good, and it is being twisted in a kind of propaganda way by medias. That technically we encouraging America to go to war with Venezuela. Far from the truth. Venezuela, America always wanted that man out. So if Rowley was in power, what would he have done to some of the daughters Spain people? Not accommodate America to go into training with the military of Trinidad and Tobago? Tell America don't come around Trinidad and Tobago? The biggest trading partner. If Trinidad in trouble, Venezuela ain't coming to help we, you know. China not coming to help we, you know. Them coming to fast sale everything to buy we out. And I'm not putting fear in the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Dress it, it's a reality of how the Venezuelan people and everybody taking it. How the rest of the world taking it. So for my good friend to say, Andy, why you getting on so you are putting fear in citizens' head also. Nothing is going to happen to our country, but have to be on our P's and Q's. But Michael, look, you and all saying, but we have to be on wiki P's and Q's. Remember the world media penetrating it, saying it, now it's coming out, but you are all reading it, you are all hearing it. Like we is the alpha male, like we is the encouragers. Like we is the ones priming Venezuela, United States of America to attack Venezuela. When Michael, you know that you far from the truth. So what am I do? Let me stay in we little circle it. And I mustn't tell nobody how everybody how it's been taken out there then. Alright, well, I say no more. I say no more. So let's bury our heads in the sand like our ostrich, right? We put our heads between our legs and ignore and not talk about what's being perpetrated and talk about out there, about our country. And I say all of that for we all to stand with our government, stand with the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, because that is how it is being broadcast out here. Down to our own state, our own media. Doing the news in a way. Watch for yourself. Like Michael. When we think it can get worse. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy. Now, hear this now. Hear this.
Innis groups call for calm as Caracas ends gas deals with TNT. Largest business opted calls for calm, diplomacy, and renewed economic focus from local business leaders and economists. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro announced the decision last evening, after his vice president, Delcy Rodriguez, recommended the move after accusing TNT of trying to provoke a war with the arrival of the USS Gravely warship in Port of Spain and of collaborating with the CIA. She recommended that Caracas end the 2015 Energy Cooperation Framework Agreement, which allows for joint gas development across both nations' maritime borders. Earlier yesterday, before Maduro's confirmation of the move, the country's largest business group, the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Commerce, described Rodriguez's comments as disappointing. It noted that the 2015 Energy Cooperation Framework Agreement was founded on mutual respect and explicitly protected the sovereignty of both nations. The chamber acknowledged Venezuela's right to act within its national interest but reminded that the framework had been designed to promote joint development of shared gas deposits, infrastructure collaboration such as pipelines and processing in Trinidad, and the monetization of Venezuelan offshore gas through this country's existing plants. The chamber added that the fundamental logic behind the agreement still holds today, with potential benefits for both TNT and Venezuela. It urged both sides to maintain dialogue and preserve the cooperative spirit that guided the deal's creation, adding that mutual economic gain and regional energy security depend on steady engagement rather than confrontation. Economist Dr. Justin Ram said the development could serve as a crucial wake-up call for TNT to accelerate long-delayed diversification efforts. For decades, he explained, energy wealth has created a comfort zone that masked weaknesses in the rest of the economy, particularly as revenues from oil and gas allowed the state to subsidize consumption while productivity lagged. He warned that the country is now facing the limits of this model, as oil and gas revenues can no longer sustain government spending or protect living standards. Ram believes that while efforts to sustain the energy sector should continue, equal or greater attention must be given to building strong non-energy industries. Couva, Point Lease's Chamber of Commerce President Dheeraj Mahay said while cross-border gas projects are useful, they should not be treated as the sole path to growth. He pointed to recent government initiatives such as the ExxonMobil Ultra-Deepwater Exploration Agreement, discussions on reopening the refinery, and new non-energy investments highlighted in the 2026 national budget as examples of a more balanced approach. Mahay said the country's strategy must continue to focus on building resilience across both sectors, supported by steady diplomatic engagement with neighbors. He added that the government's approach to maintaining cordial, peaceful relations in the region demonstrates its commitment to stability and independence, even amid rising geopolitical tension. Meanwhile, Confederation of Regional Business Chambers Chairman Vivek Charan said the latest comments from Caracas should not cause panic. He described them as part of the diplomatic rhetoric that often accompanies moments of regional strain, particularly given Venezuela's ongoing friction with the United States.
Also, I just showing all you how, so that is why, Michael, I have to talk about how people take it out there. We own media chilling up the people too. What's up? What's why headlines? Again, not only corruption and Rowley and them, you know. But what's the next headlines? You 1% papers. Fear of war sparks stockpiling of food essentials in South. So big picture with people going in groceries and South and filling up on food. Understand what we own media doing too, you know. Them is Rowley, them, you know. Them in support of Venezuela, you know. Tell watch. Hear this. Only hear this too. Hear this.
A guided missile, WNE, Al-Rawi say tensions affecting citizens' mental health.
Al-Rawi say the tensions. Hear me, bro. The tensions affecting citizens of Trinidad and Tobago mental health. What can affect we mental health? More than the last 10 years, Rowley, Al-Wari, Amy Brown, Penny, all of them, boy, Manning son, all of them, Coleman Burt, Fitzgerald Hines. What do you answer that? What do you think? It have anything else? I don't think that war, well, that looming conflict could affect the people of Trinidad and Tobago mental health. Or going nowhere close to the affecting mental health of all of we for the last 10 years at the PNM, and they're still there in Parliament sending we mad. The PNM sending we mad still.
Bang, 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 bang.
Oh Lord.
The PNM is what right now still affecting the people of Trinidad and Tobago mental health. And all its cronies and allies, such as the Guardian and CNC3. So much of things in this country to highlight. Them only there took a needle and highlighting and putting fear in the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Like Kamala Prasad says are doing something wrong. Like Kamala is his SpongeBob. Oh. Jumping board for United States going into Venezuela. If it reached that, or for the whole conflict. That's what I'm trying to show my partner Michael. Alright, all you. Let me talk about something else then. The line's open. Michael said don't talk about that. Why, that is the talk. That's what's going on. That's what is all over the place. So, alright. I don't talk. I sorry. Let me talk. Jack and Jill went up the hill to catch a pail of water. Jack fell down and break his gong, and Jill came tumbling after. Humpy Dumpy sat on the wall. Let me talk. That's what we had to talk. Let me talk. Humpy Dumpy sat on the wall. Humpy Dumpy had a great fall. Humpy Dump. Come on, the lines are open. Let me Jack and Jill Humpy Dumpy. Yeah, let me go. Go ahead, caller. Humpy break his. Where did Humpy sit down to fall? A,
yeah.
On the wall. B,
yeah, no.
On the hill.
Morning.
Let me talk about go ahead.
Morning ground report. For the past 10 years, the PNM are allowed drugs and guns to destroy many lives in Trinidad and Tobago. There's no doubt about that. Prime Minister's job is to stand up for their country, their citizens, keep them safe, make life better. And the rest of the Caribbean talking up in the tail. They're not close to Venezuela like us. They don't have that 600 murders. They don't have people limbs being chopped up and thrown on the highway. People being kidnapped and murdered for drugs and guns. And they don't have those issues. So the lady's right for standing up for our country. And if it is, she's getting the support from the U.S. Well, then so be it. So if the rest of the other Caribbean want to be allies with Russia and Iran and Venezuela and Cuba, let them go ahead. I bet you the economy would be destroyed in a month. And that is my contribution this morning. Somebody could call and prove me wrong.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Well, go ahead. The lines are open. Send your voice notes. Are you ready? Where did Humpy Dumpy sat to fall down? Who put back Humpy Dumpy together? Let me continue. Morning, caller.
Hi, good morning, Andy.
Good morning to you.
Yes, Andy. Andy, I'm listening to you all morning and the recording that you are playing there. Andy, sometimes I really have to wonder, what is wrong with Trinidadians? Andy, let me tell you this, eh? You see, this whole conflict that's going on now between Venezuela and America, whatever it is, in case these people inside of this country have a permanent Duncy head cap on their head, let me tell them, Kamala Persad-Bissessar, our Honorable Prime Minister, is not responsible for all this. She did not start this. She is not the kind of bacchanalist like Rowley that coming to be a Prime Minister to destroy a country here. She came here to build Trinidad and Tobago, to fix the mess that all of them make for the past 10 years. Yeah? She has the great responsibility, along with her government, to fix the mess that all of them jokers make. You understand? Stop picking on the one every minute. It's Kamala this and Kamala that and that, Kamala there. And what is vexing? What is vexing? Trinidadians have a right, or you have a right to stand up for Trinidad and Tobago and for our Prime Minister. We are being attacked by all these haters. These CARICOM people, since the days of Federation, them had never liked Trinidad. They had never liked Trinidad. CARICOM people, let me face facts, let me keep it real this morning. CARICOM people, they envy Trinidad. They had never liked Trinidad. We were the gem of the Caribbean. We were the richest country in the Caribbean until Peter Rowley and the PNM masked it up and turned we into paupers. You understand? Closed down we refinery, everything. You understand? They did not like us. So now that this opportunity presents itself, that is why they will defend Venezuela. Yeah? They want us to be headstrong. They want us to be destroyed. But God is great. And the Holy Spirit went to work through Kamala Persad-Bissessar and her government to keep Trinidad up. You understand? America, they have their work to do. Why all of them don't want to attack Trump? Why all of them don't want to terrorize Trump? Why they don't go in Trump's face and tell them all what they want to tell Kamala? But no, they see we got some island here and she Kamala Persad-Bissessar is the offense. But let me tell you now, I am supporting my Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister, and my government 100%. This is my country, and as the last caller said, we are nearest to Venezuela. You understand? And I am not going to put my head in no sand, yeah, and say Kamala, the Prime Minister doing this and she's doing wrong. She is doing what has to be done. You understand? These people in this country, they would not mature. They wouldn't face the facts. They wouldn't face the truth and realize what is happening has to happen. For years, these mocking pretenders, these haters in this country who don't care about the country, they don't care about themselves. You understand? For years, we had no peace. We had peace in Grenada and peace in Barbados and peace in Dominica. We had no peace. Them country must have what? 2 murders for the year. I don't think they wish a dozen. And all this sitting down there with the deceitful self. What did CARICOM do for the past 10 years when Chris Rowley and the PNM was there? What did they ever do to try to fix the mess in Trinidad? Yeah? It's only because of the attitude of Trinidadians that they have this light attitude, and they figure they will continue living. But it was a case where many of us were afraid to come outside, afraid to open our doors, and it's still going on, but it will stop. You understand? So you see right now, Andy, let me tell you now. You see what is going on? Stop the blame game. Stop blaming Kamala Persad-Bissessar. What is so hard, Brandon, in this world? The evildoers, the one who is the cause of the confusion, the one who causing people to lose their lives, to lose their house, to not be able to live comfortable, to be not prosperous. They are the ones who are always being defended, right? And the one who trying to do good is the one they always want to come and chastise, but not this time. Not this time. You understand? Somebody saying about they want to come and take Venezuela wealth. All they have all their wealth, and all they have all their people suffering, or they have them running every day in people's face all over the place like a dead and worse. And all they talking to somebody, tell Maduro to do the right thing. If Maduro was doing the right thing, the American ship wouldn't be out there. All them gangsters, all them criminals, all them murderers, and plenty of them in jacket and tie. If all of them would stop the crime, if they will start living honestly, and if they will start doing the right thing, we will have no problem. We will have no reason to have war still there to get them. They terrorize them. They terrorize every country. They terrorize every people for years, and nobody is doing them nothing. And if America, they can say what the hell they want. God bless America. Who is America? That is a damn business. Because the point is this, all who talking is when see them involved in the thing. And all of them who talking, they can't lift a finger here to bring peace in the world. They can't lift a finger to bring peace among these criminals. But they're talking. If America have the guts and Trump have the guts to do it, let him do it. People looking for peace. People looking to live better. People looking to live their life the way God wants them to live it. Every day is a murder. Every day is something. Somebody tries to get in the because of the drugs. And now somebody have the guts to fix it. You understand? Well, let me tell all you now. When you're talking about war, well, let me tell all you. You have to have war to get peace. We ain't looking for war. We're looking to find peace. And if the Honorable Kamala Prasad says, has the guts to do it, let her do it. Mrs. Prasad says, our Prime Minister, we are... Hello, Andy?
Yes, you said, yes, we hear you. You said Kamala Prasad says, sir, we are, and you stop there.
Yes, Andy, and let me tell you now, I have the utmost respect for the Honorable Kamala Prasad says, sir, yeah? Because what I admire, and that's what made that woman get my respect even more. She has made a decision. She is being pung and lambast east, west, north, and south. And you know what I admire with her, Andy? She is standing her ground. She ain't running in no corner and trembling and changing her story. You understand? She said what she has to say, and she is saying it. You want to tell me this? See what you get. These are lawbreakers. These are vampires. These are beasts. You come to Trinidad when we had Keith Rowley bring you and the PNM. When we had a state of emergency, you break the law. You come in the country and you do what you have to do with Keith Rowley, and you're going back. Up to this day, nobody in charge. Nobody in action a thing. You understand? But all you know is all your problem. All you want is slackness. All you want is the lawlessness. All you want is criminal activities. All you want everything that is evil to continue. But it's not going to continue. You understand? Because for the first time in years, apparently and all that was good, we have a real Prime Minister called Kamala Prasad Bisesa. For the first time, we have a strong, serious, working government called the United National Congress. And because the right thinking people out here, we are standing firm. We are standing firm with our Prime Minister and our government. Or you don't feel that is everybody against this government and our Prime Minister. The nasty CNC3, the nasty media, who should be looking to make peace and to put positivity in this whole situation, who should be trying and contributing to fixing all the wrongs that has been going on in this country for years. They ain't doing it. Nobody ain't doing it. Nobody ain't helping. The crime situation getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And now we have somebody who come in to help clean up the mess in the Caribbean. It mightn't clean up 100%, but at least it's going to clean up plenty and we're going to be able to live in peace. All you want to destroy them. And let me tell all your haters, continue hating. You hear? We are going, with the help of Almighty God, to fix this whole country, fixing that. And all you who have all your own personal reason why you don't want it fixed, sorry, fixed in time. We praying, we supporting, and we are here with our government. And let me tell you now, I am not going to sit down. I am not going to sit down and hear none of these CARICOM people, none of these analysts, none of these criminologists, none of the whole pack of them who did absolutely nothing to help Trinidad and save Trinidad for the 10 years a mess that we were in. They said nothing and they did nothing. I don't want to hear them now. Right now, I want to see what Trump going to do to get Maduro, go with him, and let me have peace. And we want to know, you know, America is able. We want peace. People in Venezuela want peace. Enough is enough. We cannot let them how we are accustomed living. We want prosperity. You know how prosperous this country is going to be when we get it clean up. All who talking, all you will live better. You understand? But for all the people, all the right-thinking people, all you have to say, continue standing firm, continue talking, continue praying. This is our Trinidad and Tobago, and we are not going against our Prime Minister and our country for nobody, no part of the world. Blessing and the excellent program, and blessings to all the people who call on the ground report to talk sense. We are supporting, we are praying, and trust me, God is alive. He is really here, and He is going to bring back our Trinidad and Tobago to the land it used to be. A fed up of them. You understand? We should be shame of yourself for criticizing Trinidad. God bless our nation. Blessings, Andy.
Bang, 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 bang.
Mommy Roadbrook, your contact say it better. All of a sudden the opposition leader and the whole of the PNM opposition and PNM cronies blaming Kamala Prasad, the sister, for America wanting to war Venezuela. What madness is this? Carry come and all is blaming Kamala Prasad, the sister, for the war or the conflict that is taking place in Venezuela between America and Venezuela. It's so bad. Things even so bad. We own state media, not state media, but we own local media. PNM media, 1% media, 3 and CNC3, Guardian. All of them twisting that whole story to the people of Trinidad and Tobago like it's Kamala Prasad, Bissessa, and the UNC responsible for the conflict between America and Venezuela. This thing's so bad. It's like we're not getting support from our very own. That Maduro and his regime is blaming Kamala Prasad, Bissessa, for their conflict between America and themselves, and also blaming Kamala Prasad, Bissessa, for having Trinidad and Tobago as a launching base for America to attack Venezuela, Colombia, and the rest of the South America countries. That is how wax this whole thing going by. And when CARICOM supposed to stand on our side, when the opposition of our country supposed to stand on our country's side, when the media of Trinidad and Tobago and all supposed to stand on the side of Trinidad and Tobago, them are creating the conflict and the blame game and putting it out there that it's Kamala Prasad Bissessa's fault that America and Venezuela in conflict. And any war go on, it's Kamala Prasad Bissessa and she government cause it. What madness is this I hear in here, boy? Yeah, Rafi, Nanan. This fellas are UNC, you know. I started to believe this fellas are very. I believe this is Dr. Rowley on the low profile here, or Stuart Young, or Google. This Rafi Nanan fella. Michael GP, that we telling Michael GP, in less than 2 years, we in a mess because of Kamala and the UNC. How Kamala and the UNC caused Trump and America to be on Venezuela, boy? Ravi, you for real, boy? Look at how my girlfriend, Patricia Reed, instead of talking so stupid. But it's Rafi. Let me see what else Rafi say here. You just know them with their agendas, you know. Just reading every comment of Rafi. Let me go back and see. You know Rafi, where Rafi hear that? Let me take a call by the time. Let me go back to Rafi. Go ahead, caller.
Mr. Andy, good morning.
Hey, Kenrick, go ahead, my brother.
Mr. Andy, don't worry, man. Daddy is there. Daddy is there to protect. Right? What a father does. Protect. Right? The strategy done, worked out already. They're going to go the road from there. That's it. And no man move. No man move. Or don't worry what the media says. Don't worry about people. Don't worry about Andy. I feel like you're getting this press. Don't worry. Don't get depressed.
But Kenrick, would you blame like Trinidad media, the CARICOM, Venezuela, all of them, and South America? Would you blame Kamala Prasad Bisesa for America wanting to deal with Venezuela? That had anything to do with me?
I don't blame her. No, I don't blame her for nothing. She have to side. She have to side with America because she have to protect her people. You know, nobody else will do that. CARICOM ain't doing that. CARICOM with China and Iran and Russia. They're not with the United States. You know? You understand? Together with United States. They're there to protect all of you. You know? From any kind of stuff. Don't ever be serious. Their one mission and that mission will be accomplished just now. You will see what I'm talking about. They got it in and they boxed him in, take him out, and that's it. It's over. You know? So they're installing a new president. And when they've done that, their job is done. And they're gone. Right? So you all will be protected. Matter what it's called. You know? So don't be afraid, man. Don't be afraid. Be all right.
All right.
Yeah, don't keep it down. Don't.
All right. Thank you very much, Kenrick. Rafi Nanan is saying, Kamala is making more mess of Trinidad in just 100 days. But as I tell you this, Rafi fella, this Nanan fella, they rowdy them on the low. Yeah. They Pastor Google, they put a Spain right in there. Because I can't understand Rafi himself stand up with your own country, boy. Hear him again. The problem with Trinidad is some of you knows that the UNC is making a mess of Trinidad. And you all will not admit it. Hear this, Rafi, man, boy. How the UNC making a mess of Trinidad? What Kamala and the UNC to do with Donald Trump and America and them beef on Maduro? Man, let me take the next call. Oh my God. I want to see what Patricia Reed writing up, you know. Patricia Reed, that will write up. It's PM1 that have us here. She too pushy. So Kamala, I didn't know Kamala was so big that Kamala could make America attack Venezuela and Colombia and South America. Walk on. Kamala real big in this dance then. Way! What? Kamala to be real big in the dance, boy. Before we take a call, no, we have a call on the line. Caller.
Yes, Andy, pleasant
morning. Hold on there, Central. Let me make sure say
okay.
Lennox Smith, a pleasant good Central on the line, but I nothing because I need you in now. Because Lennox Smith, Kamala so big that Venezuela, South America, CARICOM, Trinidad Tobago, Guardian, CNC3, Al Jazeera, everybody is blaming Kamala Persad-Bissessar as the encourager, as the person that fueling the war or the conflict between America and Venezuela. Lennox Smith, what is your thoughts?
Well, good morning to all and you first and foremost. And let me get that out of the way. The fact of the matter is that there is a terminology, a war terminology that is being bandied about. I see it came from, of course, the Venezuelans. And that is, of course, false flag attack. So what happens is that people will do something but try to blame others. The fact of the matter is that any port for a storm in this particular circumstance. So what is happening with those who are opposed to the Americans philosophically and ideologically, flexing their military might and their influence, not just here in the hemisphere, but across the world. So that is clear. So that group of individuals, whether they're intellectuals at the university or elsewhere, are seeing it in that context. And that would have tainted, of course, and color how they look at the present situation. The reality, what is the reality? The reality is that the Americans have been for some time, and just after, I want to say just after the previous Kamala Persad-Bissessar administration between 2010 and 2015 demitted office. Let's get that clear, because we need to put the historical chronology in perspective. So it's after that sanctions were levied on Maduro and his administration. Bounties were introduced against the certain members, and including, of course, Maduro himself in that administration. After, because Kamala Persad-Bissessar, and in the previous incarnation of the UNC Partnership Administration, had very cordial relations with the Venezuelans. They didn't have any bounty issue. There was no sanctions, etc. And of course, I want to go further back to say that the same thing occurred when the previous PNM administration that predated the Kamala Persad-Bissessar administration, 2010 to 2015. In other words, Manning had a good relationship with Maduro as well. And Maduro came here in both administrations. But the sourness started between Venezuela and the United States after the Kamala Persad-Bissessar administration, or put another way, around the time when the Rowley administration came into office. So that predicted, or should I say, that colored, that changed, that metamorphosized a different relationship altogether. And what we saw with the Rowley administration, when those scenarios started, is that they try, just as Kamala, just as Manning, to have a relationship with the Venezuelans, dealing with, of course, the potential to get their gas at their side of the border to our facilities here, our plants here, so that we can, of course, sustain ourselves in the way and meet our obligations to those persons, particularly at Point Lisas and so on, the downstreamers. And that is where the thing started, and we have to be able to understand that. But prior to that, as I said, we have to be very clear. There was no bad blood between Venezuela and Trinidad up to that point in time. How the Rowley administration treated with the matter created this situation today, because they solidly, instead of being totally neutral, because even when Guaido was there, I lived to see Stuart Young going into the parliament and saying, well, listen, where is Guaido today? That is after, of course, Biden took over the presidency of the United States. So they were firmly in the corner of the Venezuelan administration under Maduro. And they have never, as is the case with every single CARICOM leader, other than, of course, Guyana and the Trinidad and Tobago, I must say, they have not for one moment focused on the human rights violation, the bogus elections that have taken place in Venezuela. They have not commented on that, and therefore it appears that America is alone in terms of attempting to restore democracy, good economic advancement, and the proper utilization of the resources of the country. To just simply say that America won the oil. And I want to say as well that most of the Western countries and people who have a respect for democracy, human rights, etc., are in America's corner in terms of what is happening in Venezuela. So to simply try to deflect attention and to say it's the resources and that somehow America, because of its gargantuan military might, that it is there to do that. But I want to also say that Trinidad and Tobago's present government is clear. We have an interest in making certain that drug cartels, human trafficking, and guns and ammunition do not end up in Trinidad and Tobago, because that in itself, to eradicate with the limited resources of Trinidad and Tobago, is a very expensive exercise. So if the Americans deploy assets here or close here in the Southern Caribbean, stating ostensibly that their position is that just as Trinidad and Tobago, these cartels are poisoning their population, they are dying, they are going mad, etc., then we are going to cut it off from source. And the source is in the Southern Caribbean, Venezuela, Colombia, Peru, etc., and therefore thus. And there is nothing else to talk about. The Americans have a valid argument that this government must, by obligation and philosophical and practical and pragmatic, say, listen, I'm glad that you are doing that because it will eradicate the over 600 murders a year that is taking place in this country, and to reduce, of course, the bad image of Trinidad and Tobago being the sixth most dangerous country in the world. And all of the world know that in the Western Hemisphere, Trinidad and Tobago has per capita the highest amount of terrorists. All of that is being eradicated by that one move by the Americans. So if you are patriotic and if you are true Trinbagonian, one expects that those are the areas that you will look at and then understand the position of the present government in spite of the opposition by other. In fact, Kamala Prasad-Bissessar said only yesterday on that voice program, and listen, the Northern Caribbean countries do not have the same problems as Trinidad and Tobago with respect to drugs, human trafficking, and of course the guns and the amount of murders that takes place here in recent times in particular. In Trinidad and Tobago, they don't have that problem. So therefore, if you want to be against me for that, then of course we cannot unite on that basis. On every other thing, but certainly not on that.
So
and that's it.
Go ahead, caller. Pleasant good morning to you.
Pleasant good morning, Andy, Mickie, Lennox, Smith, Trinidad and Tobago Central here. Pleasant good morning. Mr. Lennox, thank you, sir, for all those wonderful, important information for Trinidad and Tobago to hear you. Because you know when you rumble, you speak the truth and nothing else but the truth. And that's what we're talking about. This is performance by this nice, solid, educated platform called the Ground Report. When you hear a knock here, it's a real knock. You hear no imitation knock. So all you have to understand that Trinbagonians, what all you hear here is the truth and nothing else but the truth. And my question is, I would like to know what's wrong with the people in this country called Trinidad and Tobago. But Trinidadian most and foremost. Because they say when you deal with something, deal with your house first and then you can deal with it in the outside, right? What I'm saying is, there are crime in this country from the last regime, and people wasn't panicking like that. All the panicking to hear because our present administration, our government, our political leader, our prime minister is standing for the right thing to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, and all the panicking as well, like if the world going to end today. What really wrong with all you? No, let me get to reality here now. What really wrong with all your people? All you ain't panicking so to know, hey, you could be home right now at this minute, wherever you are located at this very moment, and you don't know what could happen before war break out. And all you ain't panicking so. And they are right or wrong?
So correct.
Because I can't understand for big people, and we thinking it's supposed to be people with some brains and common sense, right? God is in control first and foremost. You hear? And our Prime Minister is always saying, God is in front and she's just right behind. We just as that. God is in front and we just right behind. People, where all the faith is? When you see we were fighting the last battle under the wicked, cold-hearted, piping, strong and hand of vision carrying a country fully done dead PNM government. You hear? All they was acting cool and normal. Majority. Now the thing gets serious, it's clean from the root of it. You're cutting on the tree alone, you're going to dig out the root here now. And we reach that different process because everything has a process and a stage. And the process we in right now is cleaning up the place. Now, mind you, I am not saying this is the human nature behavior. I'm not saying that you're hearing something you wouldn't be able to panic a little bit, but not in that kind of way. Because watch me, the same Venezuelan is in Trinidad here and in Tobago. But what I'm saying is, Tobago know how to handle this thing, kudos to them. And we'll always say that. There are people that know how to perform and how to carry about themselves in dealing with something. What happened to Trinidadians? I just want to ask myself this question. What happened to Trinidadians? All they act like all they have no belly. All they act like all they have no brain. And all they act like some all they act like all they have no sense. Common sense make before book. You understand what I'm saying? The place has to be cleaned up. And this is what they're dealing with here right about now. Cleaning up the place. Right? Right now, Andy, just up till last night, we were speaking to some of the Venezuelans and them. And here what I'm telling you. They say Maduro no good. And when he out, we go back Venezuela. The own people don't even want him there. The majority of them. You understand what I'm saying? The all don't even like him because the man is a wicked person. And when you get happening, politics is a very, very, very dirty game. Since I was a child myself coming up, politics is a dirty game. Yeah? But the right thinking people like we saw, Andy, Mickie, Lennox, Smith, and the right thinking people in Trinidad and Tobago will know to sort out the right thing from corruption. And this is what we're dealing with here right about now. That is why the cold-hearted think dead PNM government is out of governance. Because the corruption is the maximum. Why is it not seeing the man who has caused this problem is going running up to the sunset? And these 13 bad spirits and them have no shame, have no audacity, have no remorse, have nothing to run up inside of the parliament there and run up to one take, say this and say that and what you could do and then. What are they doing coming to question this present administration right about now? About what all they could do and what all they can do. That's we don't have to live for you for a woman have no shame. None whatsoever. Don't eat your supper. You understand what we're saying? Together with the rest of them. Penny, you try and know what kind of gender you are. Because at the ending of the day, people are sick, tired, and fed up at all you. All you could just haul. Because at the ending of the day, people are seeing how all these raw pretenders, all these mocking pretenders, yeah? To the law-abiding citizen in this country. That's how they will never see. Or they will never see the power of politics again in this country. That is dead and done with all you. Or they can never, ever go back there again. Yeah? Because if this present administration is right, fighting for the right things in this country, for the people, the betterment of the citizen in this country, why are they against it? All it was never there for the people, all it was there for their self, all their friends, and all their financiers. Don't come around people and kind of madness. Because all they really want to walk on the real ground, where the real soldiers is, where the real champions and them really is, where the real hardcore and then it's who fighting the cause. You hear what we saying? The real activists and them who is standing for justice in this country. And you know what's the problem in this country? We have no kind of togetherness. We have no unity in this country. That's why I say, Andy, my faith is unity. Because it's unity we have to restore back in this place. And at the ending of the day, if you don't have unity, you have no kind of togetherness.
So true.
You understand? And at the ending of the day, what we're saying is, we restore back a performing government there to see from the smallest item to the biggest item. Deal with the smallest one, and then they come to the big one. You understand what we're saying? We have to deal with the problems, and this is the level that we reach right now, people. Try and have some faith, and the Prime Minister is doing the right thing. Andy, I thank you for taking this call. I hope it reaches out to some people hearing. Remember, people, with one people, one nation, one love, unity will always be the code. And Andy, one more thing. You see Trinidad and Tobago, when all on your phone, take some time and see when all your speaker on all your phone, look at all your battery, take on top of all your phone, and you're going to be seeing a kind of green dot, Andy, where people are listening to conversations when you're speaking on the phone. We don't know what kind of styling is just taking place in this country, but Trinidad and Tobago, and to worldwide extension, these handsets and them, the phone is nice, but it's very deadly. You understand what we're saying? So mind while you're talking on the phone, otherwise, people are listening every bit of everybody conversation. Nice? Remember, unity is the call. One people, one nation, one love. And they don't know we look and listen. And it's that. Bless up.
Oh boy. Thank you. Next caller.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Bang, 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 bang.
Go ahead, next caller. Pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, Andy. Good morning. I'm having a conversation with my parrot to tell me when I'm speaking to you. Andy, good morning to you, Lennox, Mickie, Newbie, and to everybody out there. I have never met a bunch of hypocrites like those PNM party group CARICOM leaders, right? They are PNM party group number 3. You remember when they came here for the crime symposium, but they were campaigning for Rowley. It was the local government elections. Why it is that they never said anything when Rowley signed the SOFA agreement? But by extension, it was Behinds that signed it on behalf of the Trinidad and Tobago government. To use here as a base, why didn't they say anything? Suddenly now is zone of peace and whatever. But as Mrs. Prasad rightly said, and I stand with her, as she rightly said, right? Look at the amount of murders in our country. Andy, look at how many murders were in just the other islands. But we were hearing about Jamaica and what Holness was doing when they had certain parts of the country under curfew and this kind of thing. That didn't send off signals to them that something going on. But Andy, why is it? And what nonsense Ravi talking? What Gobari talking? Like he get that wholesale from Bali's house, right? Who in a war? Which war we in, Andy? You tell me. Trinidad is not in any war with Venezuela. But you see, Venezuela know that they cannot tackle Trump. So they'll see coming after Mrs. Pasabi says so. Right? Every Monday morning and twice on a Sunday, the newspaper, the PNM newspaper, have to quote what Delcy saying. Who the hell is Delcy? Excuse my language. Who is she? To come to tell Mrs. Pasabi says, Mrs. Pasabi says I have more ovarian fortitude than the rest of them. They were all very quiet when Rowley signed that agreement. And now all they come in to talk a certain nonsense where all them dead bags come out from to sign agreement. And look who with them Rowley. Who cares about them? But you see, Andy, it is all they don't this way. They don't like Mrs. Pasadi Sessa. Right? They don't like her. But we don't care. We don't care whether or not they like her. They can go and jump off a cliff, take a flying leap. We don't care. She has a job to do to protect the citizens of our country, and she's doing it to the best of her ability. And as she keeps saying, and she together with the interview on Ian Allen last night, she said she's not in any war with Venezuela. But they have to secure our country. But you see, Andy, the hypocrisy is, and I'm going to say it again. When Grenada had the coup, they were glad for the American invention. When we had the coup, we were glad for the American intervention. Right? What is all your problem now? And I find all of them who are against what it is going on there, right? Because the bottom line is clear, is the drug trade. The drug and guns are destroying the country. They're destroying people's lives. And they're not seeing that as an issue. But again, it all boils down to Mrs. Pasadi Sessa, right? They were never so vociferous with Rowley, but suddenly now they want to be like that with Mrs. Pasadi Sessa. No, take again, she's showing them she's standing strong. And the next thing, before I leave, I want to tell those Jamaican students, you are all a bunch of disgrace. You hear? And as Mrs. Pasadi Sessa rightly said, they were not children, although she did not make reference to the video that they put up, lying, Andy, about the food, that the supplies that they received. When we saw differently on another video, the amount of things that they received, right? She said that they told them that who wanted to be airlifted, because she even said they airlifted Barbados students. Why all they treating the lady like that? They airlifted them. If the ones that waiting, she said, well, the time closed already, they can't bring them back. That is going to be a next story. Or she didn't want to bring them, right? But there was a time to airlift them. And if they were not prepared to come at that time, you can't go back for them. You can't. But Andy, I ask our people, I know all you have sense. I know that. All right, thanks a lot, Andy, and have a good morning. Take care. Not there now.
Just left port, and the world took notice. America's biggest, most advanced carrier doesn't move without purpose. Gerald Ford just left port, and the world took notice. America's biggest, most advanced carrier doesn't move without purpose, and tonight it's heading toward South America. Officials call it readiness. Analysts call it a message. Why? Because Venezuela just deepened its ties with Moscow and Tehran. New radar tech, new drone shipments, quiet arrivals in the night. Within 24 hours, Washington responded. Not with a statement, but with steel. The Gerald Ford sails loaded and silent. Its flight deck ready. Gerald Ford just left port, and the world took notice. America's biggest, most advanced carrier doesn't move without purpose, and tonight it's heading toward South America. Officials call it readiness. Analysts call it a message. Why? Because Venezuela just deepened its ties with Moscow and Tehran. New radar tech, new drone shipments, quiet arrivals in the night. Within 24 hours, Washington responded. Not with a statement, but with steel. The Gerald Ford sails loaded and silent. Its flight deck ready. Its escort ships armed. The Pentagon doesn't bluff with assets like this. It moves them when something's brewing, something the public hasn't been told yet. Intelligence sources are whispering about a joint exercise planned off Venezuela's coast, one that could involve Russian submarines. Satellite images show increased movement at U.S. bases in Puerto Rico and Florida. Air patrols have quietly doubled in the last 48 hours. Even diplomats are clearing out of embassies, just in case. And if history's a guide, when the Gerald Ford sails south, it's never just a patrol. The U.S.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Well, Lennox Smith, the General Fob left the base with everything they are saying. That don't ever leave the base dress so. It had to be something that it is that the general public don't know. That they are seeing more activities when it comes to Russian submarines. Obviously when it comes to China and all. This thing really and truly looking very, 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 very serious, Lennox Smith.
Yes, and I mean, and we cannot afford to be naive. While, of course, Trinidad and Tobago has its interests and vicariously is benefiting in terms of some of the burning issues that have been affecting negatively our society, we cannot ignore the wider issues, and clearly. The Americans, and we cannot fault them for it if they have decided that regime change is the name of the game in Venezuela, having regard to the fact that they perceive that the presence of what is called rogue state elements, according to the Americans, rogue state, in other words, their enemies coming into their backyard. Then, of course, one expects that they are going to respond appropriately. And that is nothing different to the argument that the Russians made for entering Ukraine. They said that Ukraine wanted to join that Atlantic Alliance security web or network. And as a consequence, they have taken preventive action and being proactive in terms of preventing that. Whether they would be successful ultimately or not, in terms of course, quieting the Ukraine, having regard to all of the factors, including, of course, the length of time that they are taking, of course, to achieve their objective. We have some massive... but the United States, in other words, I'm saying, is in a similar situation. You cannot. I don't think if I am the U.S. president, I wouldn't want Russia, China, and Iran to be so close to me. In terms of, and in particular, where that particular country holds the largest amount of oil in the ground, of course, in the world. And so that is the reality. That is the geopolitics at work. Trinidad and Tobago, unfortunately, or fortunately, being so close to Venezuela, the theater of whatever action that will be taken. Is unfortunate or fortunate to be in that location, and we have to worm our way through all of that.
We have some massive, deeply concerning news right now regarding Venezuela. It looks like the U.S. is rapidly escalating towards a conflict, and the White House is preparing to bypass Congress entirely. Here's what we know. A person close to the White House reportedly told Semaphore that President Donald Trump will only coordinate with Congress on a potential war after Venezuelan dictator Nicolas Maduro is already dead. The direct quote given was shocking. Coordination will happen when Maduro's corpse is in U.S. custody. This isn't just talk. This is happening right as the Pentagon is sending one of its most advanced aircraft carriers directly to the Caribbean. Military analysts are saying this is a clear signal that war could be imminent. This follows comments from Trump yesterday, where he essentially said he doesn't need a declaration of war from Congress to act. He reportedly said he's just going to go in and kill them, referring to Venezuelan cartel members. But now, we have some massive, deeply concerning news right now regarding Venezuela. It looks like the U.S. is rapidly escalating toward...
Go ahead, caller. A pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning, gentlemen.
It look like it could be dead or alive for Maduro. This thing really looking serious. Go ahead, caller.
Andy, good morning. Barack Paul here. Andy, let me tell you something. And people only looking at the little tit for tat what's going on here and don't realize what's the real issue behind this whole situation. You see, people didn't just forget. It's not today they have a bounty on Maduro head. Over 5 years ago, they had a bounty of $25 million on Maduro head and the rest of the narco traffickers, Delcy and, well, not Delcy, the other set of them. She name probably didn't come up at that time. And nobody didn't pay too much attention towards it. But when these things started getting more and more ridiculous, that the drugs, that the transshipment cartel that was continually supplying drugs to the United States through Venezuela and all this kind of thing, they didn't do anything to curb it. Maduro didn't respond in a way that, oh, here what? Hey, this transshipment that you supporting, that's selling all these drugs into America and killing so much American citizens and all that kind of thing. You need to stop it. He didn't stop it. He didn't heed the warning or anything like that. And then it come to a point where this president, Donald Trump, decide, hey, here what? If you don't listen, you're going to feel. They add up the bounty on the head now to 50 million and the rest of them. Let me tell you something. You see this war thing where people singing war, war, war. It ain't going to have no war or nothing like that. What Maduro and Delcy Rodriguez and them trying to do is to look for a straw to grasp to save their neck. And the only ally, well, not an ally, the only avenue they think that they could create some kind of distraction and some kind of support to come out from where they are is to try to use Trinidad and Tobago as that force to start to attack Trinidad and Tobago so that it will make it sound like we're supposed to feel sympathetic for them and tell America, hey, here what now? Leave them alone now. We got to deal with this. Don't let we, and people have to understand this. And we have to say, thank goodness, thank God that we have this prime minister presently governing Trinidad and Tobago. Because let me tell you something. Our prime minister have more testicular fortitude than all them ex-dead CARICOM leaders and them, especially Rowley and them. You see, people had to go back a little bit. And when Maduro was bullying Venezuela and didn't respecting none of the court agreement that how the Essequibo region belongs to Venezuela and wanted to invade and things, none of these lame ex-CARICOM leader never stand up and say, hey, Maduro, back off, you cannot be doing that. They supported that the same way how did they support the election that the opposition, the government in Guyana that last time wanted to thief the election. Rowley and all of them supported that. So you had to understand the agenda that these people hold the alliance with Venezuela, and all because they were free gas from Venezuela up the Caribbean, which Manning had proposed also. So all these things is alignment to Venezuela. But the reality of the fact of the matter is that we why Maduro them though and Delcy them though address the direct response to Trump and America? Why they always going and channeling it through Trinidad and Tobago and our prime minister, like she doing something against Venezuela? people have to understand, if anybody in the whole history of Trinidad and Tobago since we became independent could name one benefit Venezuela brought to Trinidad and Tobago to enhance our economy or to make Trinidad a better place, let them name one. The only thing coming up now is this dragon gas deal. And everybody operating like the dragon gas is the heartbeat of Trinidad and Tobago. We had oil and gas that we couldn't even think about in Trinidad and Tobago. How much had really benefit Trinidad and Tobago? The PNM government squander all that. They make a mess of this economy. We are in a worse place today than if we had oil and gas in Trinidad and Tobago. And that is all because of Rowley and the PNM, Eric William, that big old thief were dead and gone. We have Trinidad and Tobago in the condition it is today. If we had a government like the one in Guyana right now that taking the resources and developing Trinidad and Tobago, we wouldn't have been in this situation having to depend on some deal in Venezuela. Okay, let me say that deal doesn't exist. Let me say dragon gas doesn't exist. So Trinidad and Tobago don't have no future. We would not be able to live. We would not be able to earn a revenue in this country. That every single thing only depend on this dragon gas. Let me tell you something. The best thing could happen, and I could bet you there's not going to have no war. It might have some retaliation with a few of Maduro loyalists, but every single soldier in Venezuela, once Trump decide that he going in there to get rid of Maduro and the rest are narco terrorists, every one of them going to put on their guns. He was expecting some big response from China and Russia. China and Russia, though, not going to get into that. You feel them dotish? And people underestimating America. Right now, Trump is going to visit Xi Jinping in China to negotiate. You feel he going to tell Xi Jinping going to tell Trump to back off from Venezuela? He ain't having nothing to do with that. Same thing with Putin. Putin had nothing to think. So the only measures right now Maduro have to try to feel he could save himself is to see if he could create some kind of bacchanal with Trinidad to put some kind of imposing threat for our Prime Minister to decide here what. Let me talk to Trump and let me talk to America to see if they could back off from Venezuela. The best thing for our country to do is to support our Prime Minister, align ourselves with United States of America, which is our backbone and our heartbeat of our economy, because all our trades is done with America. Anytime we decide to play stupid, and you see all them other countries were playing it, talking of dotish, Barbados and Grenada and all kind of thing, it have a backlash for them just now, you know. Let them wait. Like they don't realize that every cruise ship that comes to their shores and dock with thousands of people, tourists that come to the island, leave the port of Miami. Let Trump decide that out here what divert them ship and you go see them same sort of idiots and them balling now and going to want to apologize. Let them wait and see. It gonna have a backlash to that. But the fact of the matter, we have to say thank God we have a Prime Minister like this one that we have that making the right decision for Trinidad and Tobago. This situation going to finish. One second. This situation going to finish just now. And it's just a go in, get out, and you're going to see how better this region going to be without Maduro and Delcy Rodriguez. Have a good morning, Andy. Take care, man. Later.
Thank you very much. Oh, boy. Next caller. Go ahead. Next caller. Go ahead.
Yeah, good morning, brother Andy. Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm all right, Lenny. And how are you?
Yes. You know, I didn't sleep last night. You know, I'm thinking about these CARICOM people and what's happening in my beautiful country. And let me make it quite clear.
Yeah, but let me ask you something, Lenny. Let me ask you something. Only from the outside. And this question is for all of you that is the outside. How all you taking it to the outside and all seeing it and viewing it based on our own media based on BBC, Fox, everybody, like if it is Kamla Prasad Bisesa is the one initiating this attack on Venezuela and South America countries? Is it not being pushed off like that to the outside?
Well, in some cases, yes, because the media over here is also biased. Not all. Like MSNBC, they do pretty all right, especially Nicole Wallace. She tell it as it is. But you're right, and the thing is that don't forget that people on the whole, the criminal enterprise is and it is supported by people who like criminality because they get a lot out of it. You know, it's like a parent that have a kid who's doing criminal things, and as long as they're bringing in the cash, they're happy because they could wear the big gold and drive the fancy car. But I want to deal with two little things this morning that's bothering me. And the first one is Mia Motley from Barbados. Okay? First of all, I want to tell Mia Motley she needs to come. There's a place they call where you put implants in your mouth. That space that she have in her teeth, she needs to come and do a job here and get it filled. Because all that comes out of that space in her mouth is filth. Filth. And like I always said, when I worked for that oil company as a young man, most West Indian island people do not like Trinidadians. I'll make that clear again. I live and I have some St. Lucia friends, and like I told them on Sunday, all you all have recognition for is a gold medal you all just won in the Olympics. That's it. But they despise Trinidad because of how we live, how we dress, how we aspire, our education. Our people is the most cosmopolitan, good-looking, smart. I'm not putting down anybody, you know, but I have to straighten them out and let them know Trinidad is still the mecca of the West Indies, in spite of all the crime and everything. And I'd like to tell Mia Motley, and if Trinidadians don't know, there was a singer by the name of Jackie Opel. He sang a great song. And in 1969, he came to Trinidad looking for work. And Shell hired him for 3 years. And the things that he told me, he couldn't get a job in his own Barbados. He could not get a job in Barbados. And he was on top of the chart, but he couldn't make money in those days with a song. So those people, leave my country alone. America is going to take care of everybody and everything will be all right. And Trinidadians have to stop the ones who they Donald Trump and America want oil and bad talk and all kinds of things I listen to. Tell them when Trinidadians come on vacation to Trinidad, do not ask Trinidadians for the US dollars. Tell them that you need yen and the Russian money and the other monies in the world. Don't ask for US dollars because you hate this country. Okay? I was so angry last night. I could have hardly sleep, you know. But everything, I pray for my country. That's where my neighbor spring is buried. Even though I live here 52 years. I'm an American citizen, 47 years. And I love here because they did a lot for me. But Trinidad gave me my education. I will keep saying that and that again. And that's where my family, most of my family, and most of my friends still live. Guys like you, and God bless you and Trinidad and Tobago. There will be no war. They're not going to mess with United States of America, my brother. But when you get a chance later, give me a call, all right? And say hello to Lennox and my people.
All right, thank you very much. Oh boy, I gotta go to those voice notes. People are going off. Oh boy. Oh. Go ahead, next foreign call. I'll just take about 5 calls and I'll go to voice notes. Landline caller, you call back. Hold on, landline, hold on. No, for matter of fact, WhatsApp foreign caller, hold on. Go ahead, landline. Morning.
Morning, Andy. Morning, Lennox. I am glad that they're taking on this thing.
Good morning.
Head front. The war on the drugs. I glad. I happy to see the ships on them taking on the drugs on them. Let them go there. Let them handle my
hold on, foreign caller. Mr. Foreign caller, hold on, Wayne. Wayne, you hold on. Mr. Controversy, you just come on, you're saying about you're glad and this and that. Let me be straightforward. Our local media houses, including international media houses, including CARICOM, including Venezuela and South America, is pushing off a portrait of Trinidad and Tobago being the encourager of the war or the looming conflict between Venezuela and America. What's your thoughts?
I don't think Trinidad is to blame in this. The Prime Minister is to blame on this issue. She's just backing the U.S. on what they are doing. Because remember, it's Trinidad the drugs coming to first. It's not going straight to Miami, you know. Trinidad is also a transshipment point. When we're talking about containers and we're talking about air and all these things, they bring the drugs, the guns, come to Trinidad, and from Trinidad, they go up the road. So I am glad if they're trying to stop it, let them stop it in the sea. Don't let nothing come Trinidad to hamper us, right? Don't let it come here. If all they say they go in war on drugs, my issue is, let me say, they go in.
Somebody tell me you's a fella accustomed supporting David Abdullah. Is that true or not?
No. I don't listen to that program. I don't really listen to this program. I really listen to, you know. After this program, this is mostly people, and I used to listen to Heavy and them. And this program, I don't really call on Abdullah. And I don't listen to them when I listen to them.
All right, go ahead.
Program. Yeah, so I'll say it. The only problem I want is if they get Maduro stepped down before, or they get a new leader in Venezuela, and the Americans say, all right, we get regime change, we could go ahead, we get gas. I don't want it to come back to the old thing that, all right, they get what they want, Maduro gone, we get gas, and then the same thing start back, the drugs transshipment and going up the road because America gone, they get what they want. So I want the patrols, if America too could help out our country in getting a proper Coast Guard going, that way we could spot these things, a proper radar system in the country, where they could pick up on these boats and them, because America will not stay here forever. They will leave and go. All those big ships and things will leave the Caribbean and go back. But what we have to put in place now, our government collaborate with the Americans to see if we get proper equipment, proper boats, proper ships, so that we can now secure our border and not let it go back to what it was. Remember, our borders now lax because they have Americans out there, so our Coast Guard will be laxing and relaxing. So I just wanted to continue that we get, let them ask America, hey, they're getting the training now, let us see how we could capitalize to get proper equipment where we could now secure our border. That is my main thing.
All right, thank you. Next caller, pleasant good morning to you. Foreign caller.
Good morning. Yeah, good morning. Now, I listen to everybody talking, and apparently people don't have a very good memory. Now, during Trump's first term, there were ships placed all over the world to deal with human and drug trafficking, including the Caribbean. Rowley was Prime Minister then, and he said nothing. Go back and remember in the first term, there was ship in the Caribbean. And as soon as Biden came into power, he removed those ships. However, during the Biden term as president, based on congressional hearing in America, there was over, well, I don't know the exact amount, but hundreds of thousands of children, based on the congressional hearing, came to America and was missing, and they can't account for them. The people who had the authority to deal with it in the government service testify that they don't know where it is and they don't know what is happening. Right now in America, the FBI have rescued thousands of these children and arrested thousands of people involved in the crime related to that. So it is happening. Now, I was police in Trinidad when I highlighted to UNCMP that there was cases in the court involving non-profit organization dealing with human trafficking in Trinidad. And they were represented by then PNM lawyer. You know, in the next hearing, when the matter come before the court, in the court there, the same UNCMP appear for them, and nothing have been done. So when I take it a little further, they arrested and charged a fellow they call Eastman, who get convicted recently for that. You understand? But the real criminal, them who wasn't really involved in that, never get charged. So these things going on for a long time in Trinidad. And always remember, every boat that bring in people to work in Trinidad, them women and them, they just leave, they don't leave empty. Find out what they're leaving with. You understand? And that have been going on a long time. And who have been hurting the most with this event that taken place is the financiers of the drug trade. Now, next thing people talking about war. America don't need to have no ship in the Caribbean to attack any country. We see when they went to attack Iran, they leave from America, drove the plane straight to Iran, hit them, and they return back. So they don't have to go in no country. They went to pinpointing where they wanted to hit it, and they come back. Right? So all this thing about having a ship and they went to attack Venezuela and all them things, Trump saying every single press conference that they have, they keep asking him about that. He say he don't want no war, he want to stop the killing. He don't want no war, he want to stop the killing. So it's not a matter of having war. But he also said that he declared the drug traffickers and human traffickers as terrorist organization, and he will destroy them being terrorist organization. Now, if we have to attack Venezuela, what people don't understand, he have to get in attacking a country, you have to get permission from the American House, that the Congress and the Senate. He must inform them and he must get permission, unless they get attack on American soil. So Trump is not going and attacking any country. He attacking the drug traffickers and the human traffickers. That's why he hitting the boat and not the country. However, he deemed Maduro a cartel operator. And he's going to deem the one in Colombia a cartel operator soon. So then he could go after them. This playing out. Listen to the interviews with Trump. Listen to the conversation he having to the media. Not what the media is spinning and telling the people. Listen straight from his mouth, and you'll understand that he's after the drug cartel and not any country. Because if he wanted to attack Venezuela, he could have stayed right here and just send a plane and bomb them. You understand? He could have know exactly where Maduro is and bomb Maduro if he wanted to do it. But he don't want to go that route. No, he don't want to go in that route because it will look bad to the world. You understand? So plenty of people speculating all this kind of thing. Listen to the press report from the president himself. Always hear things from a horse's mouth than the donkey who brain lies. You understand? Go straight to the source, get the information. It is therefore who want to find it, and they will know what is happening. Thank you all very much.
Oh boy, thank you very much. Oh boy.
If I was Maduro, I'd head to Russia or China right now.
Because?
His days are numbered. Something's going to happen. Whether it's internal or external, I think something's going to happen.
The firepower that's off the coast, right? This is an armada. This is a lot of U.S. forces.
If I was Maduro, I'd head to Russia or China right now.
Because?
His days are numbered. Something's going to happen. Whether it's internal or external, I think something's going to happen.
The firepower that's off the coast, right? This is an armada. This is a lot of U.S. forces. Are we about to invade Venezuela?
I don't think so. I mean, if we do, I'd be surprised. If I was Maduro, I'd head to Russia or China right now.
Because?
His days are going to...
You said the examples you're citing also involved ground troops. You said time for Maduro to go.
Yeah.
That sounds a lot like regime change. Are you talking about troops on the ground?
I'll let the president speak to that. I'm talking about a briefing that would expand.
The examples you're citing also involved ground troops. You said time for Maduro to go.
Yeah.
That sounds a lot like regime change. Are you talking about troops on the ground?
I'll let the president speak to that. I'm talking about a briefing that would expand military operations potentially from the sea to the land. It is time for Maduro to go. It was time for Ortega to go. You know, the Monroe Doctrine has been robustly applied by President Trump. So these
If I was Maduro, I'd head to Russia or China right now. If I was Maduro, I'd head to Russia or China right now.
Because?
His days are numbered. Something's going to happen. Whether it's internal or external, I think something's going to happen.
The firepower that's off the coast, right? This is an armada. This is a lot of U.S. forces. Are we about to invade Venezuela?
I don't think so. I mean, if we do, I'd be surprised.
Examples you're citing also involved ground troops. You said time for Maduro to go.
Yeah.
That sounds a lot like regime change. Are you talking about troops on the ground?
I'll let the president speak to that. I'm talking about a briefing that would expand military operations potentially from the sea to the land. It is time for Maduro to go. It was time for Ortega to go. You know, the Monroe Doctrine has been robustly applied by President Trump. So these military assets are moving forward to deal with a country that's got blood on its hands when it comes to Americans by flooding our country with drugs from Venezuela and Colombia. So I hope Maduro would leave peacefully, but I don't think he's going to stay around much longer. I think President Trump is tired of Venezuela being used as a staging platform to poison America.
Well, there's a lot there, sir, but you cited a Democratic senator's criticism. He's not the only one.
Yeah.
Some of your Republican colleagues have been uncomfortable with what little information has been shared with Congress. Take a listen.
But if they want all-out war where we kill anybody and everybody that is in the country of Venezuela or coming out, that has to have a declaration of war. It's something that is not pretty, very expensive, and I'm not in favor of declaring war on Venezuela, but the Congress should vote. The president shouldn't do this by himself.
If this was happening with this level of insight under the Biden administration, I'd be apoplectic.
Todd Young also criticized this. What exactly is the end game? Because you're talking about regime change in Venezuela. The president says this is about drug boats.
Yeah. Well, I think the end game is to make sure that Venezuela and Colombia cannot be used to poison America, that the narco-terrorist dictator Maduro no longer be able to threaten our country and to send in drugs to kill Americans. As to Rand Paul, I just disagree fundamentally with his approach. We didn't have a declaration to go into Panama. Bush 41 went into Panama to replace the leadership there because the Panamanian leadership were working with drug cartels to threaten our country. Reagan didn't have a declaration of war, congressional authorization to deal with Cuban influence. So this idea of Rand Paul, I just fundamentally disagree with. To the other senators, you deserve more information and you're going to get more information. But there is no requirement for Congress to declare war before the commander-in-chief can use force. Panama and Grenada are two examples in our backyard where Republican presidents chose to go after countries and leaders that were threatening our people.
But there seem to be a number of issues wound up in here. I know you personally used to serve as a judge advocate in the Air Force. We looked at the JAG manual. Preventative self-defense employed to counter non-imminent threats is illegal under international law. So if we are not at war and these suspected criminals pose no threat of imminent violence, isn't this potentially a war crime to be killing the people on these boats and then to be taking out a leader?
No, not at all. I don't know what manual you're referring to, but I know what President Bush 41 did. He took down Ortega, the leader of Panama, because he was involved in drug trafficking, threatening our country. Venezuela is now partnering with Hezbollah. Hezbollah is running out of money because Iran is weak.
That's not new.
Partnering with drug cartels in Venezuela. No, it should have stopped. Here's what's new. You got a commander-in-chief that's not going to put up with this crap. We're not going to sit on the sidelines and watch boats full of drugs come to our country. We're going to blow them up and kill the people that want to poison America. And we're now going to expand operations, I think, to the land. So please be clear about what I'm saying today. President Donald Trump sees Venezuela and Colombia as direct threats to our country because they house narco-terrorist organizations. The leader of Venezuela is an indicted drug dealer in American courts. So, yeah, the game is changing when it comes to drug traffickers and drug cartels. We're going to use military force like we have in the past to protect our country. That's the new game we're playing, and I'm glad we're playing that game. And if I were Maduro, I'd find a way to leave before he goes down.
Oh Lord, oh Lord.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Lennox Smith, you hear how them Americans and them congressmen and them talking, boy? them strictly saying, hey, this man Donald Trump don't need no, and quoting with other Republican presidents that ain't wait to no Congress permission. All of them trying to twist it to say, well, then it means that the boats are blowing up is a war crime or it's illegal or is it? Lennox Smith, short and sweet again.
Short and sweet.
Yeah, what's going on with this thing?
Short and sweet. The fact of the matter is that all of them are rallying as patriots of the United States. Notice that. All of them are rallying as patriots of the United States. And whether you believe that the activities are extrajudicial killings, as the Barbadian Prime Minister would have said, the fact is that they are seeking the United States interests. And why is there any difference for Trinidad and Tobago's Prime Minister seeking Trinidad and Tobago's interests in all of this? And I want to also add, before I conclude, that if there was no Trinidad and Tobago, Maduro would have invented a Trinidad and Tobago. That is how dictators operate. They always look for excuses and then, of course, look for allies by pretending to be the victim, when in fact, if the situation in Venezuela did not exist, we would not have had this situation escalating or exacerbated in the way that it is now. That is a fact. If he had had free and fair elections, if he had abided, of course, with the Biden arrangements, but he did not. And therefore, what is coming to him, it is as a consequence of the seeds that he would have sown, seeds of deception, seeds of betraying his own people. And don't tell me I know what I'm talking about, because you'll have to explain to me why it is over a quarter of the population of Venezuela has left that country, almost 8 million of them, of the 27 million. So let us not waste time. And therefore, what is coming to him, that is as a result of what he has done. Let's not waste time. And Trinidad and Tobago, in all of this, has a prime minister that understands the dynamics involved, and we are placed now in a win-win situation. Whether he goes, he stays, Trinidad and Tobago will win. But obviously, he will be going, and therefore Trinidad and Tobago will be handsomely rewarded at the end of the day.
So Lennox, you are convinced that the Americans going and move Nicolas Maduro?
Oh yeah, they will not come to this far with and deploy all them kind of assets. That carrier that was, of course, looking at the situation with respect to that major trafficking. I shouldn't say trafficking. It looks as though is cocaine, but that major seaway for taking oil from the Middle East, and then of course going up the Red Sea and into the Mediterranean Sea to come out into the Atlantic Ocean. A major supply of the world's oil come from that source, and that carrier was there for that purpose. I think is the Houthis they call them from Yemen. Well, they quiet them down, and they believe they could now redeploy it. When they come in here, waiting that is for joke. They're not going to do that. They're not moving until Maduro goes. Maduro must know, and I would advise him, just as how that fella who you played there being interviewed, I would advise him to seek asylum in one of his favorite countries these days, whether it be China, whether it be Russia, and so on. Just as Assam from Syria, and he is now in Russia.
Or else the world kill him. You're saying the world kill him?
Of course they will kill him.
Oh, God. Go ahead, caller. Morning, caller. Last call before I take some voice notes. Wow. Make it short and sweet.
Good morning to the ground report. Good morning to the Pitbull, Andy Williams. Pleasant morning to my friend, the Englishman, Lennox Smith, and to the dear brother, Michael Kerr, wherever you are. Our callers, an international welcome. This is Mr. Tabokit. Look, Andy,
yes, I realize these days you're famous. You're all over the place. It's only It's only pause. Go ahead, famous Tabakit.
Let me say this. When it comes to protecting the government and the prime minister, I think that is what our mandate's supposed to be. The mandate is not about self and personality. And I'm saying, as you say this, let me say this. To all and sundry, our duty is to ensure we prop up the government with its policy and its agenda, and not personality, and not calling to say, I want this, and hear your voice. Any activists on that, then they do not love the government and the Honorable Prime Minister. And let me make my contribution. I want to say this. People not understanding what America is doing in the Caribbean. Let's go there quickly. America is sending a message to the mighty hands of China and Russia to tell them, hey, do not take God off your thoughts to come in our backyard. Andy, let me repeat this, They are sending a message to the mighty Russia and China. This is America's backyard. And what is happening there is showmanism, and America is showing its mighty hands to tell them, hey, you can't come in our backyard. With all vessels all you're sending to Venezuela, we in charge of South America, Latin America, and the Caribbean. And let me hasten to say this to the PNMites and all of them. You see down in Cedros, where all them Warahun and all of them make a whole village in the coconuts. Well, I am standing with the Prime Minister and the Foreign Affairs Minister to get them out and send them back. Andy, you well aware, in Cedros, inside them coconut village, is whole village of Warahun and Venezuela living there. And if they're saying the Honorable Kamala Prasad-Bissessar was so bad, you think she would have all of them forming little villages? And I am so happy to see that bulletin by Foreign Affairs and Homeland Security with immediate effect. You will go back home. And Andy, you remember last month you was calling for that. You remember, Andy, you said you're going to go to every bar. You would go by every business where they have illegal immigrants. Let me say this, Andy. Your call is well received. It is in place now. Andy, you remember the call you made? You remember that deep clarion call? And I joined with you that morning, and you said you will stand up in front of every business to get them out. And I say this to say, the Honorable Prime Minister is on the right track. And let me say this. For those who believe the Honorable Kamala Prasad-Bissessar is weak, she is strong. And let me repeat this, Andy. The Honorable Prime Minister is strong. The entire world is on our doorstep. And the Honorable Prime Minister is not moving. She's not shaking. She's saying, you hear how she responds to Delcy? You hear how she responds to Maduro? You hear how the Prime Minister respond to these so-called Caribbean leaders who is talking about a zone of peace? And she's saying here what? You all will not intimidate me. I will not bow under pressure. And coming from a woman in the Caribbean, the Honorable Kamala Prasad-Bissessar is saying to the Caribbean leaders, you all are sellouts. You all are not standing for anything. And as I take my leave, I further make the call, the clarion call, via your program. To all and sundry, put fire in your belly and stand behind the Honorable Prime Minister, Ms. Kamala Prasad-Bissessar, because I am saying with the stand that she is taking, Trinidad will come out smelling as a rose to the end of this. And let me say this, Andy, before I leave, and Lennox. Anybody understand international diplomacy? Let me say this. Venezuela will bow and they will negotiate with the Honorable Prime Minister. And trust me, Trinidadians, don't panic. Don't run to the grocery. Do not run anywhere. America is not going to use Trinidad shorelines to do no invasion of Venezuela. Andy, let me repeat this, because to all the fearmongers and rumor mongers who is making Trinidadian and senior citizen panic, there would be no war from Trinidad shores. Yesterday, the Honorable Prime Minister was on Ian Allen program, and Andy, you must call the Honorable Prime Minister and take an interview too, because she said on Ian Allen program, look, she did not give permission to use our shores for war, and she would not do that. And the Honorable Prime Minister made it abundantly clear. So people, fear not. Rest your heart. The Honorable Prime Minister is at good standing. She's standing strong. And that is what a good leader does. Tabak it out and off. I thank you.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Bang, 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 bang,
Good morning, Lennox. Good morning, Mikey. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning to everybody once swung in on the line. Andy, listen to this now. But I don't know how to describe this, with Venezuela in particular, Just imagine Venezuela threatening little Trinidad and Tobago. You understand? And I am wondering, but wait now. Are only at war with America, or potential war against America, right? America coming at all here. Threatening America, why are you threatening Trinidad and Tobago? Should Trinidad and Tobago ever do to all here? But the thing about it, all these bullies. So I can understand the little tiny pin that calls Stuart Young from Trinidad here, right? You can see that kind of behavior in me too, right? But anyway, I want to tell the Caballo man, Trinidad don't belong to Venezuela. Hey, I'm a fat man, Caballo. Trinidad don't belong to Venezuela, and I want to tell Maduro, right? You Maduro, according to the reports, they say that you is the man running the drugs, right, in Venezuela and possibly in Latin America. Deal with Uncle Trump. It's Trump who coming for all here. You understand? Because there are some bounties and all here, right? So deal with the problem with America and leave Trinidad and Tobago out of your stupidness. You understand? We involved in Trinidad and Tobago in the stupidness for. We had nothing to do with that. You understand? All you create all the problems, all you deal with it. You understand? And leave Trinidad and Tobago alone. Trinidad and Tobago have no business with all here, right? And let me tell you all something. This so-called drug and gas story, here what's going on. Before drug and gas, we were surviving. And without drug and gas, we still go survive. Okay? So know your preps and know your stories. Right? Okay. And God bless America. Right, later. God.
I invoke the spirit of Beelzebub. And if you don't know, this is Mr. Tabakit, the biggest Obia man in Tabakit around. I invoke the spirit of Beelzebub to haunt Maduro so that he will give up his arms and surrender unto the American forces. I have that power. I, Mr. Tabakit, I have that power.
That's our good friend who likes to torment Mikey. Andy?
From report, good morning. Sending this voicemail to ask why are we, this country or Prime Minister, getting involved with America? America historically has shown over the years to not be honorable in the in the statements and accusation of doing wickedness in other people's land. Why it is that we follow these people? We see how Americans are from since back in the day, how they treated with the American Indians and how they treat throughout the world. We should never ever align ourselves and get involved with these people. These people are historically fabricators of the truth. They're sketching the truth. Thank you and good morning to you all.
Good morning. As a rule, you never bring out the best in someone by condemning and criticizing or verbally beating a person down. You bring out the best by love. You bring it out by showing people that you care. Your friends, family members, or co-workers may do some things you don't like or that you find offensive. They may have some bad habits, but don't focus on their weaknesses. Find something they are doing right and encourage them for that. I am not saying that you just sweep things under the rug, but wait for the right time, an opportunity to deal with those negative actions or attitudes. First, you must build your relationship, gain the person's respect and trust, and you can do that by encouraging and challenging him or her to rise higher.
Andy, morning again. You see what I told you, right? I told you over and over, Andy. I tell you over and over. All in Trinidad and Tobago. United States does not move any ship like that for no reason. There's an expensive move. And soldiers on that. And equipment. I told you that. They do not move. Something is going on in the Caribbean. And it will be, not sorry to say, they're just waiting for someone to make a first shot and it's Hellberg cruise. Okay? I hope not. I don't want that myself. Right? I don't want that. Because this thing will be nasty. Okay?
Pleasant good morning, I'm good, Mickie, Lennox, and Andy. Well, Andy, Miss Central City right thing, and it's time for them to get rid of them here. I keep saying, and this is a small one, this is my opinion, You can have any parties out there, political parties out there. When you have time coming up for general election, don't go after the government, go after the opposition bench. I keep saying it. Go after the opposition bench and all will get a chance to get into politics. But other than that, nobody can get that UNC post anymore. So go for the opposition bench. Blessings.
Another just come one from downstairs. You talk about equity. Equity and merit has returned with the UNC. If you're bright, you're bright. If your children bright, you're bright. Get what you deserve. But you have an MP from the PNM downstairs who only got into law school with some B's. All other children could not get in. But somehow some PNM plan, he get in. But on top of getting in, he had 2.7 million with his family in CPEP contract too. So he's a CPEP lawyer and a CPEP contractor. But it didn't done there, It didn't done there. Over the last few months, I ain't gonna lie, I don't cry easy, and my daughter just get married and I didn't cry because she lucky she get a good man to marry. Better than I could ever be. So I was happy with that. But I have nearly cried meeting people at housing. Women, single mothers, poverty, for children. Thousands of people. I've met at least 850 people coming, begging, thinking minister could give them a house, reference number and so on. Full families. You know what the PNM did other than not build house? In 9.5 years, they built 4,775 houses, right? You know what they did? They gave the same CPEP MP, the same couldn't get into law school MP. That wasn't enough for one person. You know what they did? They gave him a ACC house too. He had no wife, he had no family. May even know if he'll ever have a wife. So ask Kareem Marcel if this is what being in government is about. The PNM is gone because the PNM is corrupt. So
And to the ground report again, I realize my call not being picked up on your set, but never mind. I'm still going to send a voice note. People of Trinidad and Tobago, I just tried my best to get onto this program, but it seemed like the fight will never stop. But let me tell you something, Trinidad and Tobago. Any frequency that is on social media, I call if I feel to, and if I don't feel to call, I don't call. But at least you see I'm making an effort. I just always try to get onto this program, but this program have a fight within me. I don't know what it is wrong, but I have no fight with nobody. Feel me? Yeah, a new PNN, if you feel is going to get back in office by default, you are dead wrong. You PNN people, you have to stop it. Because all in the corridor, all in the various ministry, you all is operating in a way to destabilize the country and creating bacchanal. That is what you all doing. But while you all are busy doing that, I have my own bacchanal facing me. Because when I asked for ads for these programs that was fighting for the UNC in the vineyard, a lot of people was mad with me. Today, if you all were a body of people who was calling the radio station, the government of the day, they would look at you all more differently and give you all better opportunity. I heard a lot of board appointment take place, but how many people really get on a board just by only saying you're on a board because the PNM people not moving from the position? Why you all not telling the people that PNM people don't want to move from where you put them? Politically, they don't want to move there. You know why they don't want to move? Because they're preparing themselves to get back into office by any means necessary. That is what's going to happen here. The PNM waiting to get back in office by default. So don't fight my contribution or fight my phone call or fight my voice note. You feel me? Trinidad, wake up.
It's Lennox right there, honey. I can understand that. Who fighting your voice note? Who fighting your contribution? Man, I cut you quick when I miss a voice note.
Listen. He probably got a dose of that infectious disease, that is self-serving and egotistic. I mean, people have a sense of their own importance, so they can't vex with him for that. From that perspective, I respect that. But the fact is that in reality, there is no such agenda by anyone. There may have been some technical issue, as the case may be, but what I would advise the caller, because of course that has to be our boy, but I will advise him to do, of course, is keep trying like everybody else.
Okay, yes, strong report coming out real big. Huh? Imagine last week she done get 2 hours already. She big. That shows the integrity and the character, positive character of our Prime Minister. Bless.
Andy, morning to everybody in Ground Report and blessings. Andy, I want to tell Ravi, I hope you're listening. You are such a big fool. You are showing the public that you are backing Maduro and them because you are benefiting from the drugs and the arms and all the nastiness that's taking place. You are benefiting. Anybody who backing Maduro and the PNM for protecting Trinidad Tobago from that drugs, they are involved in it and they're making the money off of that. So Ravi, you take it in. We all know, we've seen a petticoat showing this stupid fool.
Oh God.
Lord. Bang, 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 bang.
Good morning, Andy Williams. Good morning, Lennox Smith. Good morning to the Ground Report listeners. My friend Bernard this morning is to be continually praying for Jamaica and the other islands, part of Cuba, Turks and Caicos, the Bahamas. And Haiti, I understand Haiti is part of the part on the pathway too. So my prayers and thoughts are with them. I pray that, what is being predicted by the weather people, it will not happen, and the good Lord will be with them. And, there will not be any loss of life. I just was wondering also, because I know my PM, I watching it saw it on Facebook, where she is already reaching out to Jamaica and lending support in whatever way we can help them. Should they need our assistance, she done already said that she's going to see how best she can help with food stuff, manpower, it's all in any kind of assistance possible that we can help. So I just wonder, just at my thought, the other zone of peace nations, I'm wondering if they will come together and render assistance to Jamaica in this time, because this is a brother that will be in need. Also, I was wondering if the Nicolas Maduro regime will reach out to Jamaica and send, some sort of relief in terms of food stuff, building material, manpower, to see how best he can help to restore normalcy to those islands. That's just my thought. I don't know if it will happen or not, but I know our PM, as a caring person, have already put things in place that will assist, to assist our CARICOM brothers and sisters. So, guys, you all take care and let us continue to remember the islands that will be affected by Hurricane Melissa. Bye.
Morning, Andy. Morning, Shannon Rego. I agree with Kamala. Any sensible thinking people will agree with Kamala and the America to fight this drug war, right? Because if you watch all over the world, people who hook up on drugs, who are on drugs, they look like zombies. They have no ambition in life. They don't want to better themselves. They're always on a high. And that is a major part of crime. So if we have no drugs coming in from Venezuela and send back all these Venis there, our country will be fine. And we have hope, we have faith in our Prime Minister, Mrs. Kamala Prasad, that yes, the country will get better. Madam Prime Minister, all I'm asking you for minimum wage increase. You know why? All prices, everything remain the same. Even taxi fee increasing the fee still because they say the gas is burning out. $1 don't make a difference in the gallon. Because the gas it have now, it is burning out real fast. It could be super, it could be premium, it's burning out real fast. Right? So the dollar difference make no difference. Right? You all, thank you, have a nice day. Great job. Go.
Morning, Lennox. Morning, Andy. Andy, pull up the clip with Ian Allen last night when he interviewed Kamala, the Prime Minister, and Hawaii. And you're going to hear what she said. Find that clip it on Ian Allen.
Pleasant morning, Mr. Pitbull, Lennox Smith, Mickie Kerr. Blessed morning, guys. Now, firstly, I support Kamala Prasad sisters' stance on this thing with the Venezuelan issue because Maduro and they are bullies, same way they try to bully Guyana, and if there was no U.S. talks of intervention, it would have been a sticky situation. But I would like to stray a little bit with some workers' issues pertaining to the Port of Spain Corporation, where they are trying to make Miss Amin look bad with the budgets, with the cutting of the funding. But I say, go ahead and cut, because my friend is a worker there, the transport division, and the money has been cut long before UNC came into power. The wicked acting transport manager, Anthony Bonio, and Chinua Allen, the notorious mayor. Some business people call him Charlie, because the city has been run down. So therefore, I say let her cut the money, because Reason being, they were paying workers 8 hours as it is. The Port of Spain Corporation workers at Transport Division, they don't get 16 hours for Saturday and neither Sunday. The trucks are grounded. The whole place is in a mess. And the situation is that rumors are before Chinua came mayor, 2 senior workers would have broken into his property and stole some mattresses and some Lucozade. So he used his family lineage, being the nephew of deceased Patrick Manning, and got the mayorship and vowed to mash up transport and cleansing. It is alleged he even wrote a letter to Mr. Rowley asking to close the doors on transport. So all that money he's been saving, he's just naturally starving Transport Division. Because before anti-cans came, they already cut it overtime. Trucks were already being grounded. They weren't buying parts for the vehicles. Workers weren't getting PPE, and the whole transport has been in a mess since we had that mayor there. Now they want to they want to play the race card, this PNM. When you look, the Mayor Martinez never did that to workers, never interfered with the overtime. The Mayor Louis Singh never interfered with workers' overtime. Mayor Tim Key didn't do that. Mayor Karen Valentine didn't do that. Ian Ackley didn't do that. John Rahal didn't do that. This wicked little fella here, being the lineage of the deceased Patrick Manning, some nephew or something. So it just goes to show, sometimes we see the young people that try, but when we look at this, you see, you put the power in the hands of a fool is madness. And that mayor, single-handedly, he and Anthony Bonio, transport acting manager, and it is rumored Anthony Bonio has been run out from Central Division. He cannot go there. They're running from Woodbrook now. They put him to mash up transport. And the next thing Mr. Bonio is doing, only girls getting overtime. All the girls who he is rumored to have been sleeping with, all these girls getting overtime. The girls work.
That rumor that was said there by that voice note, we don't know nothing about that. That is not truth. We don't have no evidence of that. Of anybody sleeping with any girls, any overtime and them kind of thing. But that's it. Time check is 4 minutes past the hour of 9 o'clock. And you're listening to the Ground Report. Lennox Smith, corridor transformation tonight.
Yes, indeed. And of course, in the background video, I thought I would show off a little bit with, of course, the registration process that took over 4 days last week. I want to thank, of course, all of the volunteers. We had a program last night specific speaking to that because what we are trying to do, those persons who would have registered with us, I think is over 400. We had the person who led the exercise on program last night in an interview. We want to see if when the time comes and there's time for the interviewing process, they'll be able to, of course, influence those persons who would have registered with us here, but at the same time aiding the government in, of course, moving that opportunity throughout the country, but more focused on the east-west corridor. Because remember, you had a central administrative center in the velodrome that obviously persons from these parts, even though they may be qualified, even though they are interested, may not have the passage or may not even know where the velodrome is. So I think we did a tremendous service in consistent with what we had pledged, because remember I had said during the course of the campaign that I'm prepared to work for free for this government and develop these initiatives and so on. Whereas, of course, I would not have lifted a cent or even a finger to assist in the last salvation, simply because they were evil, wicked, diabolical. But of course, we have a better and a more humane and much more people-centered and an opportunity-driven government, and I am solidly in support thereof, in spite of the challenges that are ahead.
Nice. Trinidad and Tobago.
All of that was done for free, including, of course, a free internet service for those who had their program on their phones and did not wasn't able to upload it to the website. We also facilitated that as well, free of charge, nothing. They pay a cent.
Nice.
Go ahead.
So Trinidad and Tobago, don't forget tonight, corridor transformation from 8 p.m. tonight. You all could have choose anywhere else to look on to. You all choose the Ground Report. A whole 1,500 of you had lock on live today in total. So until tomorrow, please God, same time, same place, from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. On behalf of the Ground Report team, Lennox Smith, the big word man, Michael Kerr, who you all will be hearing from very soon. I'm Andy Williams, yours truly, the Pitbull of radio. I saying to you all, until tomorrow morning, please God, we are out of here.
Yes, indeed.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Bang, 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 bang.